슈주인네 슈주이요 강원 가면 무슈고 빈인도 저더러리저 작조위사가 너라 호빈 치킨 하미스가 이거 작자이 너라 와가지 시슈 저즈비주 메리오 쿠나 캠부샤이 세드비나지 가지 디기노세 이사 슈주 호마지 사이세 네니가리오 슈조 That's our daily practice, which we call gongyo. Gongyo helps us to live life. Buddhism's basically is cause and effect. One of the greatest causes that you can make is to do gongyo. You make a cause, you get an effect. And so I'm just trying to make as many good causes to change my negative karma in this lifetime. It's not only going to prepare me for the next lifetime, but it's an opportunity for me to change my life in this lifetime. All right. Look at that squirrel eating a nut. Oh, here it is. The beginning of my life. Where am I? There I am.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's the Black Theater Alliance. That's me.
Aww.
Look how young I look. Elementary school, junior high school, Freedom Theater, Church of the Advocate, Temple University, to my own community. My husband and my poetry and my theater. It's like a trail. Freedom Theater. There it is. Wow. Come through this gate, go down there, and that's where my whole life began. From age 19 to age 27. When I first learned here was how to read. I had graduated from high school. I knew how to read a newspaper, but couldn't find a job because I could not pass the test for math and English. And so I had a baby and I had to go on public assistant. In the meantime, I'm looking for my life because I don't know what I'm going to do. And I would ride up and down Broad Street and I would pass Freedom Theater. And I said, I want to go to that theater. It was a big sign that said African American Theater. One day I got enough courage to get off that bus. I said, I'm going to go in there. And I walked in the door. They had a reading list of African American artists and playwrights and poets. And that's how I was introduced to James Baldwin. He lay beside me on the bed as heavy as a rock, like he'd fallen from a high place. He'd fallen so fast and landed so heavy, he seemed almost to be sinking out of sight, with one knee pointing to the heaven. My God, he covered me like that. He wasn't all like I thought he was. He came to me and he clung to me, howling and bleeding. Somewhere inside his chest, against his belly, and it came pouring out like tears. My God, life and death, life and death. Why did it all seem to me like tears? It's a pretty lengthy monologue, but if I put my mind to it, I remember every single word. When I did acting, I was outside of myself. So my own personality and problems and trouble. So I became, the character was easy to become a character because I put everything in there that I could possibly put in there so I wouldn't have to deal with the mundane stuff.
Why did you stop the Freedom Theater?
Life became too difficult. You know, they were hassling me on public assistance, and then I felt like I wasn't doing stuff on my own. I didn't have a job. My daughter was suffering. I wasn't home enough. I was at Freedom Theater 24/7. I needed to get a job. Came to the reality I'm not going to be a famous actor making $100,000 a year. Not that I cared. I really didn't care about that. All I wanted to do was act. I am colored, but I offer nothing in the way of extenuating circumstances, except for the fact I am the only Negro in all America whose grandfather, on the mother's side, was not an Indian chief. Someone is always at my elbow, reminding me that I'm the granddaughter of slaves, and it fails to register depression with me. Slavery was 200 years in the past. The operation was successful, and the patient is doing well, thank you. Oh yeah. I finally found a job at Church of the Advocate, got off of welfare. I started writing more independently. And so that's how I started writing poetry. This is the first book that's manifested. I did it myself. I self-published this book, Behind These Eyes. Eye of the moon, I knew you would come soon and bring your spirit to fill my room. You look so good, so bright, my handsome knight in shining light. Bright moon that fills my heart, are you ready to start? Appearing in the sky like fire, you are an incredible desire. My daughter, she'll be 50 this year. And we had the longest conversation about, you know, what she learned and what state I was in when she was learning it. You know, all I was doing was writing, going to work, coming home, taking care of her. I never really thought about how she really feel about stuff. You get wisdom when you're older, which is great, because really you can't go back and fix the past, but you can deal with whatever situation you have to deal with in the present so that you can take a good thing in the future. And how are we making the future? Every second. Every learning something new every second. You have to change right here in this moment and take the good into the present. You're my lover, my groom, my radiant eye of the moon. That's all I wanted to say before you go away. Eye of the moon, you come again soon and bring your spirit back to my room. My handsome knight in shiny light, in black and white, the color of the moon, the illumination of a room.